Welcome to Immature Designer. Today we will be talking about how is it like to work in a startup. I have worked under 2-3 startups and I'm going to share my experience. How is it to work as a UX UI designer or a product designer in a startup? First of all, the first thing that I would like to say is that in a startup, you are not a UX UI designer or a product designer. You are everything. You have to look for graphics, you are looking for UX UI, you are looking after the work of product design. Product design means you are talking with developers and looking for new features and researching. So, like basically, product design, UX UI design, both UX as well as UI, as well as graphic design. So also in some of the startups you are logo designer and you have to make the promotional videos as well, the videos for the app promotion videos. So basically in a startup you are everything. So it's like you are the god of design, the good designer. Yeah, so that is what you are when you are in a startup. When you are working in a startup, you are everything related to design. So let's say you are a fresher and you are going to a startup, right? So the first thing, so number one is that you are having so many responsibilities, as I have said, responsibilities. Okay, number two is that there is so much flexibility, that you are flexible to work. Like, it's not about the spaces in the office. Of course you can work at any space. In proper big companies you are assigned a space, proper space where you have to work, but in startups you can work on bean bags, or you can work on a table chair, you can work outside, you can go on balcony, terrace, anywhere, because startups don't generally have a proper office, so you have anywhere to work, and which is really fun. And it is also flexible about the timings. Like if you're going 10 minutes late, 30 minutes late, it's allowed. You can leave 30 minutes later. That is also, sometimes you have to work late, but only sometimes. You can just leave on time, whatever. It's just all upon you. It's so flexible, and that is one great thing about startups. The third thing I would like to say is that voice is heard. So your voice is heard in a startup. Like you are going to the main meetings. There are sprint meetings where you are also the one who is attending. Even though you are an intern or you are doing a job, that doesn't matter. You are going to the meetings, you are going to be heard by everyone sitting in the meeting, which is really really great. And now the fourth thing is that I would like to say is open to opinion. In startups, the leaders, the CEOs or product managers or your head, they are open to opinions. You can give opinion about any new feature, you can give opinion about the design which is going on, the work environment and things that are going on. Even about the work environment you can talk about. Like they are open to opinions. This is really great about startups. And also I would like to say is that the team is small, so you get to become one of the team leader, or you at least can become a team player. If you are very good at your work, you can easily become a team player in a startup. Coming to the sixth point is that you are the work that you are doing, or the work that is going in the office, working pace is very fast. The working pace is very fast because it's a startup. It has to keep on working endless time, because it's about the funding and fund issues. So it's always utilizing all the funds and money that they are having, so utilizing the time and everything. So in startup the work pace is very fast. You have to keep on working very fastly, take decisions very fast, take feedbacks very fast. You have to go to meetings and do the changes that are talked about in the meeting. It's like it's very very fast, but you won't feel the pace. Like you won't feel that you're working very fast and it is very irritating, you're frustrated. No, the work environment will be very smooth, but you ultimately, when you will see back, you have done a lot of work in a very short period of time, which is really great thing. You develop a lot of skills like that. Now the seventh thing I would like to say is about the fun. It's a lot of fun in startups because you get to innovate. You get to innovate and explore. You get to do and make you have to innovate features. You have to come up with a feature and then test on the user or discuss it with the CEOs, and then if it is working, then the feature is done. If it is not working, if the feedback is not good, then go back and do something like again. So it's like you can come with ideas and just check some ideas. It is very nice when, if you are someone who wants to innovate, who wants to bring ideas and explore. So in startups you get this opportunity. You have a lot of freedom in your hand and a lot of rights in your hand. And next thing I would like to say is that you will be meeting the user. Meet the user, this is like very much kind of fate, because in big companies you don't really get to be in touch with the users, but you will get to be in touch with users if you are working in a startup. Like, you will feel so good that the design that you are making, it is actually being used by the user. They are giving you real feedbacks. It is very very interesting, and it feels really great when you see the user giving positive feedback, so you be in touch with the user. Now coming to the ninth point, and now I would like to say that interviews and UX research. Interview and research. So you are able to do a lot of research and interview the customers. You go to different places and you do on-site work as well for interviews and research work. So in generally in big companies, you become either UX researcher and you work as a researcher only, or you become a UI designer, you work as a designer only. You don't really care about what is happening otherwise. But in startups, you are going to interview the user, you are doing the research, you are implementing it, you are then taking feedback and again implementing and making the changes. So it's really 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 fun to work in startups. I would definitely recommend to you, if you are a designer, to definitely work in at least two startups in your career. It is really fun, you will love it. Now next thing that I would say, that you will understand how startups work. So it's a great opportunity where you would learn. If you want to open your own startup in future, or you are inspired about business and you like entrepreneurship, then I would just suggest that please go and work at a startup. Even as a designer, you will see how the companies work, how the things are working, what are the different tools they use, what are the different kind of methods they use, meetings and other things, what all things that happen in a startup. Everything you will know, what kind of team is there, what team members are there, what are different positions, who are required, how things go. So that is a great thing that to learn from working in a startup. Now next I would like to say is that the environment there will be completely motivational, so you will always stay motivational. There's no lack of motivation, because the CEO himself will always come out of his office and motivate his employees, because he all the time remains motivated, because he is running a startup and it requires a lot of motivation. The next thing I would like to say is that you will collaborate with developers. So it's a great opportunity. You work very closely with developers. You will be collaborating with developers directly. You will take feedbacks with them. They will ask you to do some changes. They will ask you to make some extra screens that you have left. So you will learn that even though as a designer you miss a lot of things, and then your developer tells you that these are the things that you're missing, so you again have to come up with all those things. But as a designer, you sometimes miss some screens, some actions, but developers never miss anything. So you get the chance to understand how things work between a designer and a developer, which is a really great thing. Now last and but not the least, I would like to say you will be in close contact with the CEOs. So you will be in close contact with the CEO and the product managers and all the heads and all the CXOs. So you will basically be in contact with the bigger and the huge players of the startup, and this is one of the biggest opportunity because you will be seeing how the mind of a CEO works, how a product manages things, and you will also might be motivated to pursue it as a career. So since you explore a lot of different things, you might understand all the different career opportunities as well for you. But obviously you won't want to switch, but definitely you would get to learn a lot of things. So these are the things that I would say are very great when you are working as a fresher or you're going to a startup, because obviously if you are 10-12 years experienced or 6 7 6 years, above 5 years, 5 plus years experience, you don't really go to startups. You create your own, either your own startup or you go to big MNCs. But when you are a fresher, I would just say that please explore startups and you will learn a lot from startups. So that's all about I wanted to say. Please like the video and subscribe the channel. I